tiles. Australia has them all. Floods, bushfires, a lot. Go to Melbourne and you can have 4 seasons in one day. But there's a great army there. And they're waiting for you. Not Melbourne. In Sydney. And I thought of you in the context of this special passage of Scripture where the Israelites were setting out on a new chapter, a new adventure. They were going to a new land, just like you've been to Australia before, both of you, haven't you? But you've never served there. So it's a new chapter. It's a new adventure. But you're not strangers to adventures, are you? And I think you like adventures, don't you? You like taking on new things. I had to coax that out, but it came out. You're on the brink of so much that's going to be new for you. So much that's going to be new. Just like the children of Israel. It had taken them a long time to get to the point where they were willing to go. Now that doesn't happen in the army, does it? You get a phone call. And it usually goes something like this. Is there any reason why you cannot go to a country other than this? I've had to do it a few times, so I know what the wording is. It's very special. And then you just say yes. But in front of you is the same God who called you right at the beginning. And He's saying, keep your eyes on me. Now and again, I will give you symbols that will remind you that I am there with you. Follow me through them. Because you've never been this way before. That's startling, isn't it? You never step in the same river twice. It's always new. And the Israelites were crossing over, not oceans like you'll be crossing. They were crossing a river. But there are so many others who have gone there before you. There's a cloud of witnesses that's accompanying you. We're accompanying you, as many others are. But you have the Ark of the Covenant, and this was the promise for the children of Israel. The Ark of the Covenant. But it's interesting what the instruction says. Stay about 1 kilometre behind, with a clear space between you and the Ark. Be sure you don't get any closer. Can you get too close to God? That's a question that comes to my mind when I read this. Don't let the uncommon become common. There are deserts in Australia. There might be burning bushes. But there will be the equivalents. There will be the uncommon things. And God's saying, don't get used to me. I want to be fresh every day for you. So don't get too close. Don't lose sight of me. You know, from a kilometre's distance, you can see that the ark going up. It's there. So don't get too close, but don't get too far away. You know, when the people of Nazareth saw Jesus, they said, He's the carpenter's son. The familiarity. So He's saying, no, I'm your Lord and your Master. Keep your eye on me. And He says, you'll have the Ark of the Covenant. Now, the Ark of the Covenant, with this I close, it had 3 things inside it. It was the symbol of the presence of God. You know, you're going out to Australia. God's already there working. Yeah. He's waiting for you. He's waiting for you. Did you hear that? We're all saying, He's waiting for you. He's got so much for you there. And He's saying, I'm going to give you something. Keep your eyes on the ark. Inside of the tablets of the law. My word. You will have my word. My guidance, my presence. There was Aaron's rod. What miracles God did through Aaron and Moses with the rod. You're going with the God of miracles. We're looking forward to hearing about some of the miracles that God's going to do in Australia. Some of them through you. And there's the jar of manna. God's provision. It never failed, and it never fails. So whatever you need, God is going to be there with you.
Thank you.
Now, I'd love to be able to give you all that you need for Australia, wouldn't we? So that there's never a day when you're saying, what am I going to do? We've given it to you. Now, we can't do that. But we give you this word, that God will always be with you. You're going into uncharted waters, but you're going with a God who will provide for every situation. And when the going gets tough, don't forget that on top of the Ark of the Covenant, what do you find? The mercy seat. That verse of the song, around one common mercy seat. So in those times, when the going gets tough, as it will, just remember that we and so many others, and some of them will be closer to you in Australia, who will be around the same mercy seat. And they'll be sharing with you in prayer and upholding you in prayer. So God just says to you, keep your eye on me. Don't get too far away. Don't get too close. But I'm going to work wonders. God bless you. Thank you for all you mean to us. And we're looking forward to getting some great news from you.